Ethan had always been a quiet observer, a lover of life from the sidelines. In high school, he had built up a reputation as the guy who was always there with a kind word or a helping hand, but never the one in the spotlight. He was content with his small group of friends and the tranquility of his world. Then he met her, Lily. Lily was vibrant, the kind of person who could light up an entire room with just her presence. She had a laugh that made everyone turn their heads and eyes that sparkled with a world of dreams. For Ethan, it was as if someone had turned on a light inside him for the first time. He watched her from a distance, captivated by every word she spoke and every gesture she made. She became the center of his world, even though they were merely acquaintances. He knew he had to tell her, but every time he thought about approaching her, a wave of fear washed over him. What if she didn't feel the same way? What if this confession ruined the fragile friendship they had? So he stayed in the shadows, hoping his feelings would be enough to keep him close to her. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. During this time, Ethan had come to cherish their small moments, casual conversations in the hallway, the times they ended up paired in group activities, the brief exchanges that made his heart race. But someone else had noticed Lily too. Ryan was everything Ethan was not: outgoing, confident, and effortlessly charming. He had been friends with Lily since childhood, and their bond was clear to anyone who looked. One day, as Ethan approached the cafeteria, he saw it happen. Ryan, with his easy smile, stood before Lily with a bouquet of wildflowers, confessing his feelings. The room seemed to freeze as Ethan stood at the doorway, watching Lily's reaction. Ethan felt his heart plummet as she smiled that same radiant smile and hugged Ryan. The cafeteria erupted into cheers and applause, but all Ethan could hear was the silence of his own shattered hopes. He wanted to turn away, to leave and never come back, but he found himself rooted to the spot, unable to look away from the scene before him. In the following days, Ethan watched from afar as Lily and Ryan grew closer. They were the perfect couple, always laughing, always together. Ethan knew he had to let go, but it felt like tearing away a part of his own soul. He had loved her silently for so long, and now someone else was living the dream he had only dared to imagine. One afternoon, as Ethan sat alone in the school's library, Lily approached him. She sat down across from him with a gentle smile, the same smile that had once filled his heart with hope. "Ethan," she said softly, "you've been so quiet lately. Is everything okay?" He looked at her, his heart aching with unspoken words. How could he tell her? How could he explain that he had loved her for so long, only to watch her be with someone else? He forced a smile, nodding. "Yeah, just been busy with schoolwork and all." She studied him for a moment, her eyes searching for something in his. For a brief second, he wondered if she knew, if she had always known. But then she simply reached across the table and squeezed his hand. "You know," she said, "you're one of the kindest people I know. If you ever need to talk, I'm here." And with that, she was gone, leaving Ethan sitting in the silence of the library, her touch lingering like a bittersweet memory. As time passed, Ethan learned to live with his unspoken love. He remained friends with Lily, cherishing the moments they shared, even if they were not the moments he had once dreamed of. He watched as she and Ryan continued to grow in their relationship, and he found solace in the fact that she was happy. That was all he had ever wanted, after all, for her to be happy. One day, as they were about to graduate, Lily approached Ethan with a small smile. "You know," she said, her eyes soft, "I've always thought there was something you wanted to tell me. Maybe one day you will." Ethan looked at her, 1,000 words on the tip of his tongue, but all he managed was a gentle nod. "Maybe one day," he replied. And so, he let her go, because sometimes loving someone meant stepping back and letting them find their own happiness, even if it wasn't with you. And in the quiet of his heart, Ethan knew he would always carry a part of her with him, even if she would never know.